Gators, who have been road warriors over the last several weeks, as we say hello and thank you for joining us courtside along with the fabulous Christy Thomas-Scuddy. I'm Tiffany Green, and look, folks, if you love play that it's up and down the court, this is a great style of play between these two teams.
Absolutely. You got a Tulsa team that plays positionless basketball, spreads the floor, puts up the threes. On the flip side, for Florida, they want to run and score quick, and if they don't, they want to use their bigs inside.
Tamara Poindexter, a fantastic athlete, dynamic scorer, leading the American Conference and her team at 22+ a game. What do you like most about what she's able to do?
Because she's a walking bucket is what I like. Her ability to create off the bounce is miraculous. This is what she focused on in the offseason, and you see her ability to create space. Winds up at the block, but then is able to take the shot at 14 feet away. Here you see her use a little side dribble. Starts at 15, shots going up at 18. She's 6'1", so that's all the space she needs. Then, as an undersized post-up, she uses the post defender's body against her to use her length to get that shot off.
The Tulsa area product getting the game ball before her 1,000 points scored in the last game, and certainly an exciting time for her. On the other side, for this Florida group, Kelly Rae Finley said, hey, we've got to be able to defend at all positions.
Absolutely. If you look at the wins versus losses for this Florida Gator team, you see the discrepancy. Some moments of just focus being lost. The biggest thing I'm watching today, though, for Florida, can they run Tulsa off the three-point line, and can they defend without fouling? Tiffany, this is a Gator team that's averaging 19 fouls a game. They've got to play cleanly today.
Second meeting all time between these two. Last meeting back on December 2nd, 1983 here in Tulsa. And the Golden Hurricane win the opening tip coming off their Tuesday night win here at home against Central Arkansas. Gallegos, the bounce pass, and nice movement. Just couldn't finish there at the rim for Delaney Crawford. And if you're looking at the orange and blue, a couple of faces not in the lineup with Aaliyah Matharu and Rashea Kyle not getting the start. And the Reynolds, the true freshman off the mitts, is in the lineup as well. Faith Dute, Alberti Ringdahl, and Jariah Warren all on the court along with Lani Correa.
So for Tulsa, you're seeing 5 players spread out around the three-point arc. They're all interchangeable. I think it's going to be the chess match of the coaches today and how they utilize their lineups.
Nice finish at the rim from Delaney Crawford out of Piedmont, Oklahoma. First 2 points of the game. Florida coming back, trying to answer. And a fight for the basketball. And then a foul whistle on Faith Dute. Back to Delaney Crawford. This is what she's able to do, finish at the rim.
Because she's so good from deep, so you got to give her space, and she knows how to use her body to get by bigger defenders at the rim. Florida extending their defense, trying to slow this Tulsa team down. A team that moves the ball so well, take some time off the shot clock and give them less of an open look.
Head coach Janelle, in her 3rd season, is really excited about this bunch coming into the year thus far. She's performed now under 10 seconds to go on the shot clock, drive baseline, and the foul whistle. It's going to go against the Golden Hurricane and Hadley Perriman, the sophomore.
I feel like Perriman gave up the open look and then puts the ball on the floor. And I'm not sure that Warren got there in time. To me, it looked like she was still moving.
For the Florida Gators, they're looking to see where their offense is going to come from. Their leading scorer is not starting in this, has not started in this ballgame, Aaliyah Matharu. And so it's going to be interesting to see the flow of offense for Kelly Rae Finley's group.
Well, good news for the Florida Gator fans. You got scorers on the floor. The bad news right now is that they're just not completing the shot opportunities. I'm looking for Alberti Ringdahl to keep going here offensively for the Gators.
Gators had a week to shake off the loss at Marshall last Saturday. And Ringdahl with the take to the rim, too strong. And Tulsa coming up with it. Ray Young, the sophomore, who's coming off an ACL injury. Glad to have her back in action this seaon as Crawford is fouled on her way up.
Well, we're 2 minutes into the game now, 2 fouls already for Florida. Something you don't want to do is put Tulsa at the free throw line. And I'll just say it again. For Florida, it's imperative that they score because that allows them to set up their defense. They like to go full court some, and without putting them on the hole, it's been difficult so far.
This Tulsa group, they got 73 points a game on average. Florida, just about 78 points per game. And for Tulsa, a 68% free throw shooting team, and Delaney Crawford able to knock down both. Crawford, the second leading scorer for the Golden Hurricane, gives her group a 4-0 advantage early on.
And I like the full court pressure by Tulsa. Knowing Florida wants to get up and down in transition, it slows and pretty much takes away their transition break.
Correa, who had a 23-point performance in her last outing, and that one is blocked. Faith Duke saw that one blocked by Correa.
The tipping already in this game. Florida's had 4 shots at the rim. Here, you see Correa get downhill, just gets too deep to go off the glass like that. Faith Duke gets rejected at the rim on her offensive rebound. And honestly, I was worried that was Faith Duke's second foul when they called that jump ball.
Being able to defend without fouling is oh so important really for both squads, but especially for the Florida Gators. Zippy Broughton, who just checked in with Ernie Kindred on the court. Broughton with the ball in her hand over to Reynolds. Reynolds with the face scar, but nothing is going to deny her from the first 2 points for the Gators. And then there's sloppy basketball. You see Broughton, though, coming in at the end with the shove of Tamara Poindexter.
And I think that's what Angie Nell is asking about right now. I mean, first of all, I thought there was a kick that sent the ball in the backcourt. I'm not sure what Zippy Broughton was doing on that play. She's lucky a foul wasn't called.
Katia Gallegos, who runs the point, taking it all the way up. Maddie Carton, the true freshman out of Greenwood, Arkansas. And last touch is going to stay with Tulsa. 14 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
And I like Tariah Warren matched up against Poindexter. I think she gives length, she gives experience against the big scorer for Tulsa.
Question mark is who will be on Poindexter all day, and Poindexter stepping out, showing the range from 3.
Well, she may have the size to match up with her, but you can't go on the inside of a down screen like that. You got to chase the shooter like Poindexter out.
Poindexter, we mentioned, 22 points a game, and coming back the other way is Zippy Broughton. So Broughton puts up the one from long range as well to answer on the other side for the Gators. Comeback campaign for Broughton after last year's season-ending injury.
Well, and that's Broughton's first made 3 on the season, so couldn't come at a better time for the Gators.
That one's stolen away. Here's Broughton active on defense to pick that one up. And Reynolds leaves it just short of the rim.
We talked about how Florida wants to get up down, but Tulsa does as well.
And Ray Young says, I'm going to finish on the other end. The hoop and the horn. Young goes to the line after that foul by Warren.
Ray Young is back after coming off a knee injury of a year ago. And you're seeing even the explosiveness, uses just that half-second hesitation to take it to the middle and scores through the contact.
What did Angie Nell tell us? She said, hey, this is a player, when she gets that pep back in her step, she is dangerous, knows the type of player that she is, a great leader for this group along with Delaney Crawford.
Well, and she also said, this young lady's just hungry, and she's intense, and players feed off that. And that's what I've seen since Young's return to this lineup.
Alexia Dizeko in the ball game, number 9. In blue for the Gators. Zippy Broughton trying to work on Crawford, splits a couple of defenders, batted away by Poindexter, and Florida's going to have 8 seconds to work with on the shot clock. So the length of Poindexter right there at 6'1", you mentioned earlier, can be disruptive on both ends. Broughton trying to inbound it, nearly stolen away. Gators maintain possession. Warren has to put up a shot with the shot clock winding down. No good, but Broughton coming up with the O board.
Tiffany, you mentioned the difference in the lineup without Matharu, without Kyle for Florida today. And I really believe it's probably a matchup issue right now against Tulsa, going with the players that Kelly Finley might be better defensively so far.
How about the defense of Hadley Perriman defending that, blocking it, giving Tulsa an opportunity, trying to stretch out this lead. Delaney Crawford sees it go halfway down and pop back up.
And that's what Poindexter does for Tulsa. She garners so much attention that leaves players like Crawford, who is amazing from three for this team, open for those looks.
Florida 2 of 11 from the floor to start. In a rough shooting outing thus far for the visiting Gators. Timeout taken on the court. A 9-5 advantage for Tulsa here at home. Exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Live sport with a couple of heartbreakers against Florida State and Marshall.
I mean, in both games, Florida had the lead in the fourth quarter. Different ways in both those games that they weren't able to close out. End of game execution is the question mark, but at the same time, they won an end of the game buzzer beater against Columbia down in the Bahamas. So this is a team that's definitely being tested here in the non-conference.
And this is a team that we're currently watching here today without their top two scorers in Aaliyah Matharu and Rashea Kyle. We're being told that coaches just decided to switch things up within the starting lineup. We'll see if they do in fact enter this ball game at some point. Over to Poindexter. She's already knocked down 1-3 off the mark there. Coming in to grab that rebound is Kenza Salgas. And Salgas knocks down the triple. Salgas coming over from France, an international style of game, and traveling violation as the Gators get it right back. Fourth turnover now for Tulsa. One of the things that the Florida Gators want to do is play hard and play fast. That's what Kelly Ray Finley told her team as a point of emphasis. Remember, they've been playing a week apart throughout the month of partially November and early on in December. Had a lot of time to kind of think things through on the inbound there, and Correa is able to give Florida their first lead of the game.
Well, Tiffany, players want to play. They don't like practice time. Coaches enjoy the practice time, that teaching time, and I guarantee you that this week was beneficial for Florida. They played so many games early part of the season. You don't get to work on yourself, and that's what Kelly Ray Finley said to us. We got to focus on ourselves, mainly defense. We got to try to get better this week.
Zippy Broughton whistled for her first personal foul. Team's fourth. Rimdahl checking back in for the Gators as Cartwright goes to the bench for Tulsa. Ray Young working on Broughton, yes! And strong, confident move to the basket for Ray Young.
Well, I'll say it again, she's coming off a knee injury, and you see how explosive she is now, even with a knee brace on. So as time continues, she's only going to get better and better this season.
Down to Duke. Duke has a couple of white jerseys around her. And the foul whistled on the Golden Hurricane.
Ray Young just does a blow-by there and elevates over Zippy Broughton to get, I mean, that's a tough two, but great touch to be going as hard and fast as she is towards the baseline and then elevate and still have the touch to finish.
Faith Duke at the line, the senior out of Vancouver, British Columbia, returning starter for this group. Well, coming up at 5 Eastern on ESPN, after the WNBA draft lottery, Paige Beckers and the 17th-ranked Huskies take on number 24, North Carolina. How about an awesome day Basketball, that Hall of Fame showcase. A couple of games before then, and South Carolina on the court in just a little bit against Utah, representing the SEC.
I mean, but Tiffany, you're missing the lead. I get to work with you today, so I mean, this is the lead of the great day of basketball.
Coming down with the rebound is Hadley Perriman, the team's leading rebounder. And good ball movement. Wide open look for Gallegos. Couldn't bring it down. The board falls right into the hand of Perriman. And great effort to keep that one alive and in possession of Tulsa.
She is a beast on the glass as Perriman. I mean, the possession is not over for Tulsa until Perriman has said so.
And Perriman once more with another rebound. Gets her own off the miss. And Florida comes up with it. Salgas wisely decides to slow things down and pointing things out, trying to make sure the offense gets in position.
Well, that last time Salgas had the ball, Kelly told her to slow up. She wants this tempo to slow down and make it a half-court game for her Gators.
Down at 11 apiece, and look who's checking in. Aaliyah Matharu and Rashea Kyle. So the top two scorers for the Gators now on the floor, and you see their production over the season thus far through 8 games. They want them on the floor as often as possible.
Well, we'll see how this move works out, because otherwise it feels like Florida just threw a lot of body blows at Tulsa, and now with these two coming in, are they ready to land the big punch?
Matharu out of Washington, D.C., looking fresh off the bench along two.
There's one punch.
Yeah. Much like Poindexter, 1,000-point scorer, eclipsed in her last game.
And you see Florida in the 2-3 matchup.
Launching it and answering back the other way is Perea.
Perea, for her size, is always hunting her shot, and she gets it off so quickly. That time there was no question when she caught it in the corner. Shot was going up.
Kyle working on that low block. And Perea's whistled for the foul underneath. Back to Matharu, who was instant offense off the bench.
We wondered the impact when they subbed in, and Matharu was like, I got some shots to make up for it. There was a little step back and knocked it down. And then on the opposite end, Perea answered for the Hurricane.
Matharu with a rim goal. Inside down to Kyle, and Kyle finishes it off. 59% around the rim and from the field is Rashea Kyle. Florida with a 15-14 advantage here on the road. And right into her hands here, as Florida will maintain possession of that one.
Well, I thought Perea held onto the ball a little bit too long. You see the weak side comes out of the paint, and that's all that Kyle needed to seal and get that lob inside.
Under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Matharu started her career at Texas, then over to Mississippi State before coming over to Florida. Sat out last year due to transfer rules. Rimdahl, stop, pop, no good.
And with Matharu back on the floor, that allows Rimdahl to look for her shot a little bit more. Started the game at the point, now moving over to that combo roll.
Here's Poindexter. And once more, coming up with the offensive rebound. Tulsa with a second chance. Won't go down, but how about Perea? The way she's been moving around and helping to keep that offensive possession alive. A couple of key awards.
I mean, Tulsa just looks hungry on the offensive glass right now. Undersized, and they're going to grab the ball. They're not going to let the ball come to them. They're pursuing these rebounds.
Angie Nutt knew that there was great signs in position, at most positions rather, for the Florida Gators. Her group is getting after it here in the opening period.
But if we went in that first media, 0 offensive rebounds for Tulsa, now already 8.
Great look there. Perea to Cartwright. Tied at 15 apiece. Matharu went up and some contact there, but Perea, her reaction afterwards saying, well, I felt like I got a little piece of that, more than I got a man.
Well, that was Perea's reaction, and then you had the entire bench, including the head coach, who had a reaction. But Timmy, this is why Matharo is so good. The way she can get through defenders, help side as well. Cartwright definitely got her with the foul, but Perea is right to claim. I didn't touch her.
And you're right, Benny. Cartwright whistled for the personal foul there. Matharo rolls the front end from the charity stripe. But you see the immediate impact that Matharo makes as soon as she touches the court. And giving your team a 2-point lead as final seconds wind down in the opening quarter. And the Florida Gators, who withstood a blow from the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, take the lead going in to quarter number 2.
Two undisputed UFC titles on the line, and this card is absolutely amazing.
This is MMA at the highest level. Let's go!
1-8 co-main event.
Fireworks are guaranteed.
Are you not entertained? I'm loving it. This is just unbelievably stacked. I'm so excited.
本当に2つできると思ってましたか？大谷翔平、夢の向こうへ。
It's V Week at ESPN when we partner with the V Foundation to highlight the urgent need for cancer research. This is game-changing research that helps save lives. You can join the fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate. Remember, 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. And Christy, I know that you have a personal story as it relates to cancer.
Absolutely. I am a cancer survivor. I am very fortunate that I had a team doctor when I was coaching that demanded I come in for a physical because I wasn't. I had not had one since college. And he looked at me and he said, I think your thyroid is enlarged. And that's how we caught it. It had spread by the time we had surgery. And I am very blessed to say that through radiation, I am cancer-free. But I know I'm here today because of the research, because of the donations of people to help fight this horrific disease. But I'm grateful for that. And I just implore everyone, if you can, please give, because we're not done with the fight.
And this is the final day of giving, and thank you so much for sharing your story because it empowers so many others and helps to encourage folks to give. Delaney Crawford knocked down the triple for Tulsa on their last possession to give them a 1-point lead. Both teams not shooting particularly well in that opening quarter. As Tamir Poindexter can't knock that one down.
I mean, Tulsa's getting the looks from three, and I like the movement against the matchup zone of Florida. They're just not converting yet consistently. I think you're Angie Nelk, you're happy right now because 0 fast break points for Florida to this point in the game. You're staying even on the glass. They just haven't been able to convert on the offensive end with some of these clean looks.
Paige Clausen over to Reynolds, who has time winding down on the shot clock, and Gallegos fouls her on her way up, so there'll be a couple of free throws upcoming for the true freshman.
And I think Reynolds is a young lady that everyone needs to get acquainted with. Broke her nose a couple of games ago, and obviously is wearing the face mask. But this young lady is smooth. Her ability to get to the rim, to finish, disrupt on defense. And I think when Kelly Ray Finley came over today and she said, she's special.
Well, Tuesday on ESPN2, number 22, Duke hosts Hofstra at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Tune in at 7 Eastern or catch it on the ESPN app. And I love the fact that you said she's special. Obviously, she's a true freshman coming in, inserted into the lineup very quickly. She's made her 8th start here on the season, and so much potential for that young lady.
Well, in the wins for Florida this year, Reynolds is averaging 20 points a game. In the 2 losses, only 5. So a player to keep your eye on.
Poindexter kicks it out. Cartwright over to Gallegos. He's taking it in, trying to kiss it off the glass, no good. And Rashea Kyle coming down with the rebound.
Florida definitely playing a more deliberate style and offense today, looking to set up in the half court. Here's an overload, trying to get the ball into Kyle.
And 3 jerseys around her. Leaves Matharu somewhat open. She loves to drive, but loving to swat it away even more was Poindexter. Top 10 in Tulsa history in blocks throughout her career thus far. And boy, she said that was like a flat swat. Get it out of here.
I mean, Tim, I thought Matharu was going to have a clean look at the rim, and unfortunately, her Poindexter says, not in my house.
The obvious height advantage and winning that easily was Poindexter. There's Perriman once again working on the boards. And the versatility of Poindexter. We asked her coach, Angie Neal, hey, what do you love about her? Hey, she's so skilled. And talk about the skill from 3-point range is Delaney Crawford, as Crawford knocking down her 2nd triple of the game. She's got 10 points.
Well, and why did she get that look? Because of Perriman. Already 5 offensive rebounds for that young lady. That's just giving her team extra shot opportunities.
They bunch it in on Kyle. Kyle says no problem at all, and the 6'6" senior is able to roll it around.
And Florida now going back to player defense, and they're switching everything right now.
An open look for Poindexter, and she knocks it down in the mid-range. So Poindexter, who is seeing a point of emphasis to try to draw it out a little bit more and show off the skill set, is showing some of her toolbox here today.
Tiffany, this is the part of the game that I love, because you're seeing the chess match between the 2 head coaches. The mixing up of defenses, if they're switching or not on defense.
Good anticipation, taking away that passing lane. Gallegos over to her teammate Perriman. Cartwright was wide open for 3. Instead, it's Poindexter who takes it. And back the other way, here comes Layla Reynolds. A nice side step and in. Layla Reynolds, you see the finesse, the smoothness in her game, like butter there on the drive.
I mean, there are scores, and then you got Reynolds, who's just so good off the bounce and in transition for Florida.
Fashion always came easy to me, but when the fashion...
How about what's on staff for the Florida Gators? The #1 overall pick back in 2022. She was Rookie of the Year. Yeah, Brian Howard. They remember her very well in SEC country. Was the former Southeastern Conference Player of the Year 2 times over, might I add. And now she is providing her guidance and mentorship, obviously, to Layla Reynolds, who we see kind of patterns a little bit of her game after Ryan Howard. Just, you mentioned silky smooth and finesse.
How would you like to be a Florida Gator if you come into practice every day and you get to work with Ryan Howard? As a freshman, especially.
Zippy Broughton pull-up jumper out of the timeout. Bouncing. Here we go. Back the other way. 23 all.
Tiffany, one thing about this Tulsa offense, you see how unselfish they are. The ball doesn't stick. They move it. They're willing to give up a good shot for a great shot.
Young with the wraparound. Tracks down the ball. Gallegos with a great look as the cut from Perriman. Back out to Delaney Crawford. 1, 2. Count them up now. 3 triples in this first half for Delaney Crawford.
I think that should be a team assist on that one, because they just kept moving the ball, counting at least 10 passes in the half-court offense there for Crawford to get that look.
Broughton looking for her look, and it won't go down. Poindexter coming down with the rebound. Perriman. Here's Crawford. And too strong, and Warren coming up with the rebound and a whistle under the basket and foul against Crawford.
When Tulsa's at their best, they get you chasing. And how do they do that? Extra pass. Close out, move the ball. Ball goes inside. That forces the defense to collapse. That leaves Crawford open from three.
And Delaney Crawford, who knocked down 4 threes in that win over Clemson. A good win for this Tulsa program. And here come the Gators. Broughton tracking it down. Trying to go to work, off the mark. When you look at this Tulsa team, we talked about just the style of play. When we mentioned it at the Open, we're seeing more of what we expected to see now. A lot of up and down, and Florida certainly likes to take shots within the first 8 seconds. That's where they're most effective.
Well, it's because Florida is quick. They are north-south quick, and that feeds into their advantage. That's why I was really eager why they started so slow. They really looking to establish the half court, especially without Kyle on the floor. Now we're seeing a little bit more of what we've been used to. And the one thing for both these coaches, they can go deep in their bench. And we're seeing that a lot of liberties being made in terms of going to their bench, switching up how they're trying to play. Again, we've seen Florida already in a 3-2 matchup, in a 2-3 matchup, as well as player-to-player defense.
Both of these coaches played and graduated from Colorado State, both of their 3rd seasons with their respective programs. Rimdahl, well, she deserves a lot of credit. The way she grew last year, great defender, and also a very good 3-point shooter. Out of bounds and last touch by Florida. It's Tulsa basketball.
I go back to Rimdahl's freshman year when she was very much a catch and shoot 3-point shooter, and that was all. Last year you saw her do a little bit more off the rim, and then this year she's shifty now with the ball. She can create. She's become more of a 3-level scorer, which has really benefited this Gator offense.
Cartwright launches it from 3, no good. So far, 2 of 9 from beyond the arc. It's Tulsa. Correction there, 4 of 14.
When Angie Nelk said, we have not shot the ball well yet from deep. And I just feel like I need to put the American on notice. When they do, this team's going to be really, really scary.
Rimdahl comes up with it, maintains possession for the Gators. The floater in the lane, and the runner goes.
There's the growth of Alberti Rimdahl right there. In the past, would have settled for an outside shot, took the higher percentage, and got to the rim. 2-3 matchup now.
And Gallegos splitting a couple of defenders, and the finish at the rim. Gallegos, their first couple of points. Correa back the other way is fouled by Gallegos.
Tiffany, we're seeing from both these teams, you've got 5 playmakers on the floor. Gallegos is able to get all the way to the rim because Kyle was worried about the outside shooting of her player. You see her pointing at Poindexter. She's matched up on her. That's the best way for Tulsa. Get the big out, then you've got lanes to the rim.
Milana Correa at the line. Knocks down the first free throw. Second-year player who's been steady and experienced guard. Came over from St. John's. And Matharu checking back into the ball game for the Gators.
I was going to follow on Correa. I mean, to be double-digit scorer in this being her 5th year in 4 straight years, that is remarkable what this young lady's been able to do and maintain throughout her career.
Indeed, as Crawford launches it, puts it up, and the trifecta is good. 4th 3 of the game, all in the second quarter for Delaney Crawford.
Tiffany, when we were talking about this game, I said Crawford's going to be the X factor for Tulsa. I believe Poindexter's going to get hers, but if Crawford could be in her usual scoring average, it's going to be a really tough day for Florida.
Nice hustle there off the offensive rebound for Reynolds. She's fouled.
Well, and speaking of Crawford, you see the pass and the cut through. And what they did is they pulled the forward of the matchup zone up. That forces Kyle to come from middle of the paint out way too late against a shooter like Crawford.
Reynolds attempting the first of 2 free throws out of PG County, Maryland, Prince George's County. And what did Kelly Ray Finley say of the freshman? Hey, what do you want people to know about you? You asked that question. What do you want people to know about you after watching this game? What she said?
She was very polite first. But she said, I want to know who number 13 is. Right?
Soft-spoken, humble. But they make them different in PG County.
I think we all know that.
You know who else came from PG County? Kiki Smith, one of the great guards from Florida. And what a nice move there. That one had you slay back in your seat a little bit.
Well, PG County's taking notice right now. She's representing in a big way, and Poindexter gets called for stepping over the line on the inbounds pass, and now the officials are going to confer. So you see the make. Poindexter, that's the right call. That is the right call by the officials. Poindexter had the ball, and yet here we are. They're going to give the ball back to Tulsa.
Not sure how that shakes out, but we saw what we saw.
It's the holiday spirit.
Big spirit, I love it.
Oh, they missed a slip there.
Final minute of the quarter. First half has been a back and forth affair, and Young giving her team the edge temporarily.
Beautiful pass by Levings on the back door. And those are the lanes that are open because everyone can shoot the basketball.
Things started to pick up here in this second quarter. As Florida had a 2-point advantage after one. Tulsa has come back to try to win this quarter. Correa puts it up with time winding down and counted. Leilani Correa, who had the hot hand last game, and here she's heating up.
Tiffany, I was marveling at how good the defense for Tulsa was. And it was good defense. It was just an even better pull-up jumper by Leilani Correa. Scorers know how to score. Doesn't matter where you are, and that's what Correa is.
So Correa completes the 3-point play and gives the quick nudge to Florida. It's time winding down here the first half. Cartwright for 3, just off the mark. Just short and an entertaining